All right, the next laboratory for honors chemistry is going to be what's called the flame test lab. And to do that, we're going to be using a Bunsen burner. And what we have here is we have 6 different elements, they're metals. We have calcium on the left, copper, potassium, K, Li, lithium, Na, sodium, and Sr, strontium. So again, we have calcium, copper, potassium, lithium, sodium, and strontium. And these metals, these metal ions, are dissolved in water, and these wood splints have been soaking in them so that these metals have been absorbed. Some of these metal ions have been absorbed by the wood splints. When we light or heat these wood splints in a Bunsen burner flame, they're going to give off a color. So we can identify the presence of the element based on what color of light it gives off when it is heated. Now, why does that occur? When you put an element into or give an element energy, you excite the electrons. And the electrons, which are usually in low energy levels, if you think of the Bohr model of the atom, they are on the lowest ring close to the nucleus. As you start to give them energy, they start to move out to higher orbits, rings further from the nucleus. That's called the excited state. But just as quickly as they excite, they start to move back down and transition back down to lower energy states because they prefer to be in a lower energy state. And therefore, when they move back down, in order to do so, they have to release energy. Well, they can release energy in any form of electromagnetic radiation, which could include visible light, but could also include infrared rays, UV rays, gamma rays, X-rays, you name it. It can release energy in any part of the spectrum. The only part of the spectrum that we can physically see is our eyes. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to get this camera set up for you. And I am going to insert each of the wood splints into the tip of the inner cone. And when I do so, it's going to release a color. And that's what you need to do in your data table now is after watching this video. You might want to pause it when I insert the wood splint to see the color. But I want you to go ahead and identify what color each of these gives off when I insert them in the flame. Okay? And that'll be filled into your data table. All right, so here's the first one. Here's calcium. I'm going to do it one more time and make sure to get another wood splint there. Okay, so again, here's calcium. All right, so that was calcium. The next element is copper. Okay, try to move this maybe a little bit closer. Okay, the next element is potassium. And again, just because it's harder at home, I'm going to do potassium again because of its color. I'm going to go ahead and do that again for you real quickly. And again, it's the first color that you see is what you want to record. Okay, that's potassium. The next element is lithium. Okay, the next element is sodium. Sodium. Okay, and the last element is strontium. And again, because that one is fairly close to a few others, I'm going to go ahead and get another one. Okay. All right, so those are the 6 elements. And so you can always go back to the video, different parts, the different elements, and pause it occasionally to look at the color of the flame and see what you get. Okay, again, like for example, I will show copper one more time because it's the easiest one to identify. But again, this is the element copper. And you can see the color that it gives off. Very nice. Now, the last part of the lab is do an unknown. So I'm going to insert one of these sticks. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm not going to give you a number. You're just simply going to say the unknown that I had in the virtual lab is this. So I'm going to insert one of these sticks into the flame. I'm not going to tell you which one it is. Your job in the lab report, and it's only worth for 1 point, your job is to tell me which one it is based on what color it gives off. So this is going to be your unknown substance. Okay? So here comes the unknown, all right? This is the unknown element. Tell me what you think it is. Okay? So if you need to, go back to the video and slide back to each of the different 6 substances and look at the video and see which one it most closely resembles. And from that, tell me which element you think that it is. So this is the flame test lab, and again, it's due to the movement of electrons from one orbital to another. And the light that we see, the energy that we see, is due to the electrons moving from higher orbitals back down to lower ones as they get back closer to what's called ground state configuration, the lower energy possible for each of the electrons. Okay? All right, again, the lab report is in Canvas. It's got 2 pages to it. 1 page is the data table, but there are some questions that follow. Make sure you answer both pages. And once you've got that completed, submit that as your lab report for the last lab of quarter 1. All right, if you have any questions, don't be afraid to get a hold of me. Thank you.